We are happy you joined us. This is Erica Merriweather, astrologer, tarot extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And I myself is empath and intuitive Lady O. I should have said am, and that is, because I like to talk to myself in the third person all the time.
It's true.
And we're here to entertain, baffle, and surprise you all with fun, magical, mystical, and
I like that we're gonna baffle
supernatural, metaphysical things.
I try to do at least one baffling thing
We try to do one baffling a day. Let me put my ice cream cone. It's supposed to go here. So anyway, today's going to be a special day because we are going to give one. I've always wanted to say this. You know what I'm going to say? I've wanted to always say I'm going to give one lucky viewer. You know what I was going to say.
I know.
An opportunity to call in. We'll have you on Zoom. You can keep your video off if you want. Your face is not going to be shown, but your voice will be heard. And what we're going to be talking about today is something so interesting. In astrology, I think this could be the most interesting thing I have ever heard of yet.
Really?
Yes. So Erica introduced me to this concept or real thing or actual astrological phenomenon called JUNO.
Yes.
And it's an asteroid.
Yes.
So I was already checked out when she said that. However, then when she told me how it works, and then she read her JUNO, my JUNO, and everyone else's JUNO in the house, we were all absolutely flabbergasted because it was the most precise, and I'm not going to say anything because she's going to be explaining it all. It was the most surprisingly precise details about your partnerships, your future partnerships. And if after you hear what she has to say, anybody wants to have their own reading, we're taking one person today.
Right.
In the chat, all you have to say is pick me. And we're going to pick somebody. Here's what you need to have in order to do it. You need to have your birth time, your
birth city,
and
birth date. But the time is very important. So if you don't know what time you were born,
that is everything.
Not gonna work.
So before we even start this, I am parched and I absolutely need to get a fun drink. So first of all, let's all
look at that.
Let's talk about our new mugs, which I'm super excited about. I'll drop the link at some point, but it has me on one side and E on the other to make your day all things mystical and magical. So when you get up in the morning, we're with you.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm actually obsessed with this. I really like it.
Okay.
And I like that when we drink it, like if my photo's showing, like I get to see you when I drink it.
It says sweetened.
Oh, well, how much sugar is in it? Oh, kind of a lot. So, but this other one, get this off camera. This one's not.
Okay.
I got this one.
Well, that's going to have to serve both of us. So.
Yeah, I don't need that much. I mean, there's another one in the kitchen, but
all right. Okay, let me see who's here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Paul. Hello, Abby and Rogue, Cassidy, Rogue. Yay. Oh, we have some pick-me's. Okay, definitely Rogue wants one. Cassidy wants one. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're definitely doing one. If we have time, we could do two. But what we're going to do is we're going to have Erica take the floor and explain exactly what JUNO is. And then we will pick somebody. And within the hour, we will do the reading.
Okay. I'm going to like this.
You already poured mine?
Yeah. I gave you some.
And she has to tell you guys my JUNO and her JUNO, because my JUNO is related to my relationship with Riz and vice versa.
Right. Okay. So just to break it down at first, it is your JUNO placement, but it's also in combination with one other thing called your 7th house ruler.
Wait, do we need to back up and start over to like set people up with the actual, what are we doing? We're looking at an asteroid.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was.
I know.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I just don't want you to go too fast because if there's a lot of people who don't know barely astrology.
Yes.
And we're jumping in like into the deep end real fast.
Okay. We'll just catch up, guys. Okay. So in astrology, you have your chart. That's your birth chart. So for example, like when you were born, if you looked up at the sky and you drew a map, that's your birth chart. It's the planetary positions right where you were born, the time you were born. So it is actually like a point in time and space. And there's all of these planetary configurations that align with that. So that's how you know, like your sun sign, but there's a lot more details in your birth chart. There's many other planets. And then there's also asteroids. So some people might know about planets, which is like, oh, my moon sign or my Venus sign. But there's also asteroids. There are many asteroids. One of them is JUNO. And that's the one that is really about committed long-term partnerships. So JUNO will tell you kind of really what your ideal committed long-term relationship would be, like what that person would be like, and the qualities that you would really feel most supported by someone like that. There's another layer that I like to add to this, which is called your 7th house ruler. And to break that down, there's 12 houses in astrology that's in your chart. It's like a wheel that's cut into 12 sections. And each one of those houses rules a different area of life. And the 7th house rules partnerships, relationships, and marriage. The house ruler, this gets a little complicated, but each house in your chart has a sign associated with it, which would be like Virgo or Libra or Aries. Everyone is different. So my 7th house sign might be different than yours.
Well, before you go any deeper.
Yes.
Okay. Because you know how when you get going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was kind of waiting for when you were telling me.
Well, yeah, but when you go on a roll, it just doesn't stop. Okay.
How much do I need to explain?
Okay. I got to get in there. Okay. So give some examples of some of the areas and the aspects. So for instance, what I discovered was really interesting. So when you were describing what my perfect partner would be, you were actually describing who I was and what I need for that perfect match. By the end of this, do not get discouraged if you're like, oh, great, that's so complicated. I'm not going to ever find this person to have all those configurations. Not to worry.
You will, actually.
You
it's
will.
Totally accessible for you.
Because it's your destiny to be with your counterpart. If you choose. If you want to be single and do not want to be with your counterpart, just have fun watching the blue set. But this is for relationship.
But actually,
can we use this for other things?
You can, because how I look at it, it's like it's your counterpart, your kind of perfect person for you. First of all, does not mean it's like the person who will never trigger you or you'll never have a bad day. You guys. Just like put a disclaimer on that.
Has nothing to do with that.
Not necessarily that, but
everybody's like, oh, great.
It will be the most fulfilling partnership and the best for your growth. Your whole astrology chart is a map of potentialities for the fullest expression of yourself. So you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship for the fullest expression of yourself, but you can look at this aspect and go, okay, this is where I would feel emotionally secure. I would feel like I could really be myself. I would feel the most me. So you can be that person. You don't have to be with that person. You can also be that person. Well,
to give you guys a better example, do you want to do me first? Because people kind of who watch us know me and Riz to whatever degree. So whichever order you want to do it, you either could do Riz or me first, and then you can start to show how this matches. Yeah. How this works.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll
real time. Yeah.
So let me just pull up the file in my brain. In a nutshell, I might have to look at your chart actually just to make sure I say I say the placements, I say it correctly.
Okay.
So just give me 1 second. This is so fun. I have I have hundreds of people's charts in here. It's really fun.
So if I want you to look at Erica, I use my left hand.
Yeah.
If I want you to look at me,
your right hand.
I use my right hand. So whichever mood you're in for the day, if you want to be sassy or if you want to be very informed or if you want to be whatever.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making up stuff. Don't listen to me.
And then
happy May, everybody. Happy exciting springtime.
Okay. Got it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So thanks. So what I looked at for you was your JUNO placement and also your 7th house ruler.
Okay.
Your JUNO is in Sagittarius in the 4th house. Your 7th house ruler is
go slow.
that part is not really essential for people to remember.
There's people over here talking about their 7th houses. So there's some people who are following along very closely.
Oh, okay. Good.
So don't go too fast.
Sorry, I'll go slower. Your Juno is in Sagittarius in the 4th house. Your 7th house is in the sign of Pisces.
Okay.
For any of our astrology buffs who want to know how to find the 7th house ruler, this is how you do it. You see what planet is connected to Pisces. That's Neptune. So then you find what house in your chart is Neptune. And in your case, it's the 4th house.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the analysis.
Okay.
Your perfect person is someone who, number one, is very, very connected to home and family. Wants to have a very nurturing, cozy nest and really prioritizes family and environment. Does my mic need to be higher? Does my mic?
You have to.
What's happening?
Because Riz, when he sits, he slouches all the way down
he likes
and
to
falls asleep
into the couch.
So you have to you lift it with that little bar, the silver bar. You push it forward. Yeah. And then tighten it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you able to do it?
Yeah.
You have to lock it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it locked?
I think so.
Okay.
Can't really push it more.
Okay.
My tiny hands.
All right.
Sorry. So yeah, someone who really prioritizes home and family and the family environment and wants, to really have like a cozy nest. That's super, super important. That's like layer 1. Layer 2 is someone who is really going, this is more the Sagittarius energy, really going to present totally new philosophies and ideas, be from a different culture, would really prioritize travel, would want to expose you to entirely different ways of thinking and being. Then adding the layer of Neptune, that's also going to be someone who is very dreamy, very psychic, very visionary, and really believes in like the magical fantasy realm.
So let's take a pause here. I have been married several times, and you can see, you don't know, but you could kind of, it's implied that those qualities were missing and not present in my former housemate / husbands.
Yes.
So didn't know. But anyway, I just found out about this just like 3 days ago. Okay. So it's not like I was looking for it, but it just so happens Riz fell right into the spot where he belongs, because that's exactly what I was looking for. Higher self-wise.
Yeah. But if you think about it on paper, if I'm like, okay, if I'm talking to a random person, I'm like, well, you want someone who really loves like a cozy nest and home and family, but they also really want to travel. And they're also from a different culture, and they're also psychic, and they're also going to expose you to other realities and ways of thinking.
And they also don't mind that you're a single mom with 5 kids.
Yeah. You'd be like, is that like 0.2%? Like, how do I
0.001?
Yeah, like, does that even exist?
0.222.
So that's how it feels when you hear about your Juno. You're like, well, yes, that is exactly what I would want. 100%. But there's another part of you that's like, is that even real?
So now do my
Riz's. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So then here's how you know it really works, because you can see the other side, right? So Riz's is, and I won't do all his placements. I'll just give it in a nutshell. His is someone who also tons of 4th house stuff. So really prioritizes home and family and a cozy nest and environments, and is very nurturing. Also someone who is fiery, passionate, very confident, someone who's not afraid to challenge him. This is literally in this, you guys. Like, literally it said not afraid to challenge him. So if you've ever watched any of our Psychic Sundays, you know.
I think I challenged him on day 1, meeting 1, hour 1.
Yes. And also someone who will fight for him. And who will really, really support him in his creativity and career as an equal.
Right.
Not just a supportive figure, but someone who will match him and create with him and he can build with.
Right. So we found each other is the point. Erica, would you like to do yours? Drum roll, please. Take your time, because anybody out there might be listening that might
if you're listening and you match the description, hit me up. Okay, so mine, I have to like pull up the file again. Mine is Juno in Taurus in the 10th house, and my chart, my 7th chart house ruler is Uranus in the 5th house. So this is quite an interesting combo. Basically, it's someone who is very, very the Taurus 10th house, like very in their body, very present, very steady, very reliable, really wants to grow, is looking for a partner to grow with.
Let's go back to the part really in your body. Let's talk about that for a second, what that actually means.
Oh yeah. So Taurus energy in 10th house is like they really value life. Mm-hmm. So they would love food. They would love environments. They would really want to play. They would love to dance. They'd be athletic. They would be someone who would like be very, just connected to their physical self or the planet.
Yes.
But very public, because 10th house is the public. So their career is important. They're driven. They want to
oh my God.
do a thing, right?
Riz is freaking chatting with us.
Riz is on it?
He's supposed to be working. What the heck?
He's being really bad right now.
I'm married to a Taurus sun, Leo rising. I'm a Leo sun. Get off of the chat.
Riz. Get out of here.
This is
I'm trying to
our
find my
time.
soulmate right now, and you're distracting people. What are you doing?
Go away.
It's so annoying.
Sick.
So mad at him.
You're not supposed to hear us give you compliments.
Yeah. Well, now we're not.
Okay. Now that we know you're listening, we're not giving you any compliments.
No compliments for Riz until you're off the chat. Yeah. So that's mine. But also the other part of it is the 5th house and Uranus. So they need to be really creative. The 5th house is all about play, fun, creativity, and very wild and like spontaneous and kind of, you can't predict what they're going to do next. That's Uranus energy.
Yeah.
So it's a real wild card of a person.
Yeah. So what's the plan?
How's
this work? Tell us how this. Yeah. Tell us how this ends.
We'll see.
How does this play out?
I definitely haven't been with this person yet or found them. That's for sure. But everyone has been a blessed part of my path and very important though. But what I would say for anyone who's single and you find this out, like my first reaction was like, oh, great. Like, how am I going to find that person? But also I could see like, yeah, that's like the best version of me. And I think that in everyone's chart, they would kind of say that, like you would say a lot of the things that Riz meant in your description are things you really believe in and you really value and you are. So it's like finding the person that compliments you. So my advice for everyone, including myself, is to be that person first. Well,
Red Eagle asked me this wonderful question in the middle of a circle of tons of people there. And after I tell you this story, I'm going to bring my caller in. So I'm going to tell you right now first so you guys can get ready. What was it? Rogue first? Was she the first one? Okay.
Yeah.
So Rogue, you are picked to be our first caller. Yay. So we're going to try to get in 2 callers. We're going to start with 1 and we'll put you on Zoom. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a Zoom link and send it to you. And I'm never quite done it this way on this platform. So you're going to go for the ride with me and see if we can do this. And then as far as my story goes, Red Eagle asked me one time, he said, and I was not expecting this, everyone was in the middle of a deep conversation. He was giving a message to a woman who was talking about relationship and her struggles. And it was really, really kind of hot and heavy, serious conversation between Red Eagle and this person. Side note, this is the bonus of getting a reading from Riz when he's channeling. You actually get to talk back and forth with the spirit guide and have private messages, which is very rare for true chance channels to do. So if you want to see him, you can see him in November. We'll tell you all about that later. Okay. So what happened was he turns and he looks at me, surprise, surprise. And he goes, Araya, what was your secret in attracting Riz? What did you know about him? Why did you choose him? And I said, just out of nowhere, I was like, well, because he's the most like me. That's the secret formula, you guys. You have to go find somebody who's like you. Yeah. Duh, right? We like to live with ourselves every day. We do every day. So imagine somebody comes near you in your vicinity and they're similar to you. You're going to gravitate towards them. So soulmates gravitate towards each other, right?
Right.
Okay, so Rogue, you're going to go up. We're going to hear your lovely voice.
Yay. Is Riz still in the chat?
No, he left. But here's what we need from you, Rogue. You need to send us an email. Oh, God. Send us an email with the email that you want us to contact you and send you the Zoom link to info@rizmirza.com.
Yes.
Until we figure this out, y'all. This is the only way we can do this.
It's so bad.
Well, at least we're entertaining them while they're eating their lunch and snacking and cracking up and making fun of us. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we want.
Can we get like an intern or something?
That's exactly right.
Okay. Hold on. Now I don't want to share my screen. All right. So I'm going to start a meeting.
Kim, that's a very good question. How do you activate your pineal chakra, your pineal gland, which is your third eye? That's a whole process. I mean, that's your awakening. You know, when you do that, that's really when you just realize that you are not the totality of your beliefs. You're not the totality of your core beliefs. You're not the totality of what you heard in the media. You're not the totality of what you've been raised in your culture and all that. You actually start to realize that you are more than that. You are your own person. You can think for yourself. And you don't need to do what everybody's telling you to do and buy what everybody's telling you to buy and act how everybody's telling you to act. You have an awakening. You wake up from that stupor, from that sleep mode that you're in, and you wake up into live mode. You are alive and present and activated. And when that happens, your third eye just opens up, and that's your pineal gland. So you don't activate the pineal gland first. You activate your thinking first and how you process information, how you see life. And you change your thinking first, and your pineal gland then operates the way it's supposed to operate and helps you open your third eye into where you can see intuitively, hear intuitively, remote viewing, do all the psychic things you would like to do. Okay, where are we at? Paul, where's Riz when you need him? Let me tell you something. He makes it worse. What are you talking about?
Excuse me?
He delays my progress. Yeah. I'm actually plugging along, doing all my tech stuff, and he sticks his big thumb in it and starts messing me all up, and I have to start all over. So he actually makes it a lot worse.
Yeah.
It goes faster if I focus by myself. Okay, we're waiting for Rogue. Yeah. Okay, you guys are nice from break from work. Yes, Miriam, yeah. I think we're a nice fun break from just everything, like life and reality, because we go off grid. As you can see, we're not trying to fit in anything. We're just being ourselves, and I think that's what makes it refreshing. And that's why also we only have 18 watching. Yeah. Because when we start copying everybody else and acting like real podcasters, maybe our views will go up.
Or maybe it's just, the audience finding us as we become more and more expressed in ourselves.
The reasonable Virgo, always with her.
We're going to magnetize that to us.
That's right.
Right?
Ball, you are waking up. It's a little at a time, bro. Yeah. You just have to allow it to penetrate. It's already working on you by the fact that you are asking all these questions, and you have been coming on and learning, and you've been like absorbing and cracking open and letting yourself like come forward, so to speak, like asking the real existential questions about life. That's how you start this process. So you're doing all the right things. You can't force a flower to bloom, right? So you just keep watering it and you'll be fine. Right. Divine timing, Kim. Awesome. We are waiting for Rogue to...
Yeah, did you get the email?
Okay, she says, get ready.
Okay.
She's warning us that she's about to descend. Rogue is about to land. Here we go.
Well,
it doesn't say.
Yeah, I have to let her into the into the meeting. Oh my god. Butterfly in the sky. I can go fly twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. The Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
I can do anything. Friends to know and ways to grow. The Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
That's how we clear our deck. That's how we clear our hard drive. That's our reset.
I'm not even kidding.
That's our brain reset button. There's been times when it's been so hectic, and I hear Erica go,
Butterfly in the sky.
And I'm like, oh God, it must be really bad.
It is straight.
Where the heck is Rogue?
I don't know, Rogue. I'm ready for you. Where are you? Rogue.
Okay, let's see what Ball says here.
Yeah. Is that Ball?
I think I'm getting impatient. Okay, well, Ball, what are you impatient about? Your progress or what? Your magic in your life? You have to list what you're impatient about. We'll take the top 3 and I'll break it down for you. As far as being impatient to be awakened, that doesn't really exist, because as soon as you say that, it's like you're saying, I want to trust myself on this bicycle by taking off the training wheels. but I'm scared to take off the training wheels because then I'll have to learn how to balance by myself. So it's like this catch-22 where you find yourself constantly wanting to make sure that you're balanced enough to take your training wheels off, but then you don't trust the process, and then you don't trust that you can take the training wheels off. So you're constantly like going back and forth between, can I trust myself? Can I trust the process? And having training wheels. Is she there yet?
Nope.
Rogue, where the heck are you, girl? Maybe she's having tech problems too.
Yeah.
So, so Ball, all you have to do is just rest and relax. You're doing the work. My spiritual journey has given me, what is she saying? My spiritual journey has taught me so much patience, just letting go of control and letting life flow. For example, this podcast and everything you just saw here, the old me would have been absolutely petrified, mortified, just beyond upset, control freak. I might have cried a few times. I would have melted. I would have got mad because I had no control over technology and I had no control and I couldn't fix this and And the spiritual journey that you're on, when you become peaceful with yourself and the process of life and you go through your awakening, what happens is little things don't bother you the same. You still get triggered, you still get bothered by things, you still have to practice and work on things, but you are not like, you have a bigger realization, a bigger perspective that life is a much bigger picture than you think it is. And you're a part of a bigger cosmos, a bigger, it's like a force field, like a part of a bigger world of humans that are all doing many things. There's not one way to be. There's not one way to act. There's not one way to dress. There's not one anything. There's your way, what's unique and what's good for you. And so that's what's helped to loosen me up, is realizing that everybody's human and we all go through our stuff. And it's kind of laying it all out there and letting people, just in this case, seeing us in our workroom. This is our laboratory. So you guys are watching us blow up stuff and knock down lights and cats. And, the kids are grown and out of the house. But if they were here, I'm sure it would have been even worse. Yeah. So that's the thing, it's a part. You can look at life like that. It's like life is going to happen. Life is going to do life. And then you just navigate and work with it. It's like a big kahuna surfer who's surfing. Rogue is here.
She's here.
Is that you, Rogue? Here. She's on caller.
Yep. Hello.
Hey, Rogue.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Yay, we did
it.
I was having to punch in a lot of numbers. It was confusing, but it worked out.
All right, you
That's
guys.
Amazing.
Everybody on the chat, let us know if you hear Rogue.
I'm watching you on a delay. So.
Yeah, we're on a minute delay. All right, cool. All right, so we'll just wait to see if everybody can hear you.
Hopefully they can.
Okay.
I enjoy y'all's show. So you're so knowledgeable.
Oh, great. Aww. Okay, Maria says yes, she can hear. There's another cat coming. Oh, man.
Moomy, if you freaking...
Oh, my God. Okay, they hear you. Okay, perfect. So we can begin.
Yay.
Woohoo.
I wouldn't mind saying it on air.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me pull up my thing. Okay, so what's your birth date, Rogue?
December 6th, 1950.
Okay.
3:30 p.m.
Hold on one sec. 1956.
So, Rogue, where are you from?
3:30 p.m.
Yeah, 1956. Did you get there?
Yes.
It sounded like... Okay.
56.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Yeah. Is that where you were born?
Dallas, Texas. And I'm leaving to Dallas, Texas on Wednesday.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me pop this in. And you're in Dallas.
I have little sticky peppers all over it.
You had what?
A sticky pad.
My little sticky pad has a notepad has numbers all over it.
Oh.
Zoom number.
Oh yeah, I know. It's a bit much sometimes with the Zoom, but okay, let me take a look at your beautiful chart. And you are a lovely Sagittarius.
Yeah, Cassidy, definitely so.
Yes.
Oh, she's responding to Cassidy. She says, love your accent, Rogue. Reminds me of my Southern family.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So make sure you have...
All right. So let's talk about your JUNO, and your 7th house. Are you ready, Rogue?
I'm ready.
Okay. So looking at your chart, you have your JUNO is in, what was it again? Sorry, I have to look at it one more time. Your JUNO, right, is in Capricorn in the 9th house. So when it comes to your long-term partnership, what really works best for you is someone who, that Capricorn energy is very stable, very grounded, someone who likes to build, would want to establish themselves, would care about their legacy and their reputation. It's in the 9th house though, so it's also someone who would expose you to different ideas, different philosophies, maybe someone who is interested in education, travel, learning new things. So definitely like an explorer, like a seeker kind of energy, and maybe even someone who came from a different background than you, or, you know, maybe you studied art and they studied science, but they would expose you to different types of learning and education. And the other layer to this that I would add is your 7th house ruler. Your 7th house is in Scorpio. And so that ruler's the planet Pluto in your 5th house, which is all about creativity. So also children and play and joy and having fun, but it's very Pluto. So your ideal person, in addition to all that I said before, they would be kind of intense, like definitely someone who would really push you to stay in your magic, to stay in your creativity and your playfulness, and would really spark you to go pretty deep inside of yourself. So they would be someone who would create a lot of transformation for you and really pull out your fun side and your playful side and your creative side.
Well, that sounds great. I need to live that life. I do try to be creative. Do a lot of painting, so.
Yes. Well, that's...
I was involved in theater a lot when I was younger, so.
Yeah, that's very 5th house energy. And for you, when you have Pluto in your 5th house, that means that creativity and your self-expression is one of the most important vehicles for your self-growth. It transforms you as a person.
I'll fight anybody that won't let me have that freedom.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a huge part. And anyone that, you know, you would be in any kind of relationship with, you would want to feel like you have a lot of creative freedom, a lot of freedom to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And what?
That's wonderful.
Yes. And so if you are looking for a relationship now, the things that I would say that you would look out for is someone who kind of has a different way of looking at things that would spark your curiosity and your intellect and expose you to different ideas and ways of being and thinking and creating, because that would be really stimulating for you. But at the same time, someone who's very grounded, like that Capricorn energy is a person who feels very secure in themselves and in their life. So
yeah,
the more you...
Well, second husband was a Capricorn. And
yeah, there you go.
That it talks about it. What you say sounds like him in a lot of aspects.
Yes.
But our background were different, as you suggested. I grew up in a very stable military-style home, real strict and authoritarian, and he grew up in an orphanage.
In an orphanage.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So there was a lot of the things, you know, he didn't develop a lot of things. But anyway, a lot of it sounds right. But he's been dead since 2002. So anyway, I guess he was my soulmate.
Well, yeah, he sounds like he matched many of those things. And the one thing that I've learned as I've looked at these placements is that many... You know, we have oftentimes more than one partner will express aspects of this configuration. And as we develop, I would say for you, if you wanted to maybe have another relationship in the future, as you lean more into your creativity, you would attract additional soulmates, additional soul friends that would match you in creativity.
I would definitely keep my eye open.
Yeah. Where you would meet someone, I can tell you, is when you're being creative, when you're having fun, when you're playing, when you're expressing. So if you took a dance class or you were taking a painting workshop, environments like that would be really likely for you to connect with someone that would kind of catch your eye. This is the other part of these placements, is a lot of times they'll tell you where you're likely to meet that person, the kind of arena. So for you, it would be when you're having fun and when you're creating.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Rogue. And we'll definitely talk to you again sometime in the future.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we'll talk to you later. So I'm asking if anybody else would like to have a reading.
Yeah.
Just Zoom. Do they have to have a Zoom app?
No, they can access it off of their computer through the website.
They're asking, what do I need to do in order to talk to you? So you would just send them the Zoom link, and then they just click the link and put in the password. Yeah. So I don't even think you have to have a Zoom account, right? You can just
No, they can just click the link.
Okay. So you can just click the link on your phone or laptop, and you could just talk, and you can just turn off the video if you don't want to be seen and just have your voice. So, Maria says that she's game and Miriam is game. Well, since we messed up so much of the show earlier, we have to make it up to you guys. So we're going to have to take a few extras. Yeah. Okay. So why don't you guys go ahead and, send Erica a email, and whoever gets the email through first to info@rizmirza.com, then we'll take that next person and do one for you.
Them. Yeah. Perfect.
And then we'll go from there and see how many we can get in.
Okay. And I'll just hang on. There's a little bit of it's because of our delay on here. Then there's a delay in getting
Miriam says that she's really big into astrology, which we've noticed, Miriam.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, Stuti and Kim. So what we'll do is, if you guys send us an email, we'll just pick through them. And every time we come on for any future shows, obviously we're going to, we'll have already your information, and you can just, when we say who wants to come on, it'll be easy to get you on.
Right.
Okay, so she's going to be refreshing her email and seeing when.
Okay. I am refreshing the email.
So Cassidy looked up her JUNO, and it's the same as Rogue's. Everything is exactly my husband. It's so cool.
Wow,
you guys.
Wow.
That is so interesting how JUNO works.
It's incredible. It really
so
is
detailed.
It's
that
so
means that
specific.
It's predestined that it's confirmation that our partners, like the ones that really is on our soul path, really is already pre-selected by us. Okay, so check your emails.
Right, so I got Miriam's, so I just sent her the
Miriam's,
link.
yours came through first, so we're going to start with you.
Yeah. It's so fun. Yeah, I think it's really interesting too. I've noticed that for a lot of people, if they're not in a relationship right now, or it hasn't worked out with people in the past, a lot of times some aspects of that person matched certain parts. So it was like a precursor. So they may have
right.
a little bit of it, but maybe not the full thing.
Yeah, because my husband before Riz, I hate saying ex-husband. You guys will never hear me say that. It just makes me uncomfortable. It's not my term. Because they're not ex to anything. It's just a person I was married to prior. So, because I don't like to diminish any of the experiences that I've had in that way, because they've all been valuable for my growth. But so he brought culture, which is a part of the JUNO aspect that Riz brought. He brought culture into my life for the first time because he's Cuban. And I went to Cuba and I filmed a movie there, and I was just extremely open to this whole new world. And it was so delightful and such good memories and such an amazing time to know, just to get to know another culture other than, I don't really have a culture because I'm just from United States, but I'm like a mixture of a lot of things and I didn't really get to focus on one thing or another too much. Yeah. So then when Riz came in, he's like, oh, you want to know culture? And he introduced the Indian world, which was all of India in person, up front and close and personal, and all the food and all the everything, the religion, the music, everything. And I absolutely fell in love. My first real big love affair. Yeah. My first country that I think I fell in love with I fell in love with hard. So I think I definitely had a past life. And I have other countries that I love, like Denmark, which is my own country too. But India.
Oh, and here's Miriam.
India captured my soul and my heart. Yeah. Miriam's here?
Yes. She is joining now.
Okay.
Elsa's joining. So there we go. Hi, Miriam. Can you hear us? I think you're muted. Let me see. Ask to unmute.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hey, how are you? Make sure they can hear.
Yes.
Okay. Let us know if you guys hear Miriam. So cool. Well, we're on a delay, so you may have to turn your volume down on your YouTube.
Sound check. Can you just say a few words?
Yeah.
Can you say a few words?
Just count to 10. We'll do a little sound check.
Hello. Testing.
Okay, perfect. While we do that, and people will let us know, if you could tell me what your birth date is, let's start with that.
It is December 16th, 1989. Okay. That's 8/9, 6:11 p.m.
Okay, hold on.
Seattle, Washington.
Okay. 1989, 6:11. Yeah. And Seattle, Washington. And if anyone's curious, I use many different astrology apps. I don't use them for interpretation. I just use them to get the actual layout of the chart and interpret from there. So just in case anyone's curious why I'm on my phone, that is why.
Well, almost every astrologer I've ever been to are looking at something, because how are you supposed to memorize 40 million aspects?
I would be the Virgo in me would be really excited if I could do that. Okay, so let me pull up your JUNO here and your whole thing here. And you know your chart pretty well. Is that correct, Miriam?
I think so. I think my JUNO's in Scorpio in the 5th house, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know why I'm not sure, but
I have it. Yeah, so I have it different on here.
Okay, good.
Yes. Okay, great. You do have two other asteroids in Scorpio in the 5th house. Your Ceres is in there, and your Pallas. But that's for another conversation.
Okay.
Okay. So you have JUNO in Pisces in the 9th house. So this is another JUNO 9th house. So Rogue had it in the 9th house. You have it in the 9th house.
It's a 9th house club.
Yeah, this is an interesting little thing here. And your 7th house is let me see, Capricorn. Okay, so then I need to go to where your Saturn is as I walk my way through this, and that is in the 4th house. Interesting. Okay. So we've got the 9th house Pisces, the 4th house Saturn. Okay, so let me break this down. That's interesting. It's so fun because it's at first seems contradictory, but then when you find the person and you realize that's you, it's not.
Question.
Yes.
Saturn was in the 6th house.
So I'm using whole sign. Did you?
Okay.
That's why. Yeah. So let me just explain the difference real quick for everyone. There are many different types, even of Western astrology. There's also Vedic, which is the Indian astrology. A lot of people use Placidus or whole sign. I like to use whole sign just for JUNO because it's a little more clear. You won't get two signs in one house. That being said, you can play around with different types of astrology. It's fun. I look at it as like they're all different versions of you. Pick the one that resonates with you the most. So that's my PSA for those. But based off of this, using whole sign, if you have a Pisces in the 9th house for your JUNO, it would absolutely be important for you to have a partner who is very spiritual. Number one, very intuitive. That's Pisces. The 9th house is
1000%.
right. And also really philosophical. That's education, knowledge, wisdom, travel. So someone who would be, again, from a different background, a different culture, a different city or country, who would have been raised very differently, but also someone who would really expose you to a lot of spiritual concepts and spiritual ideals and philosophical ways of being, and maybe even totally different than what you believe in, or how you were raised. And then with the 4th house, it would also be someone who really values home and family and environment and their roots. And this Saturn energy, Saturn is connected to Capricorn, which is very much about creating a legacy, creating a very stable, solid foundation. So it would be someone who would be on the one side, very spiritual, very different from you, very curious and intellectual, but also kind of wanting like a really stable home life and wanting to have, a strong connection to where they came from and what they're building with you.
Yeah, that most of that resonates in regards to having a secure roots or home life or identified with their values, not so much. But I can tell you I'm single right now. All of my exes have been from different countries.
Yeah.
And all of them have been spiritual in one way or another.
Yes.
And very philosophical.
Yeah.
And very grounded in a way as well.
Yeah. The grounding.
Maybe that's what you mean by the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family, environment, and home life can look different for everyone. But it's about feeling home wherever you are or feeling very grounded. You could be a world traveler and constantly moving cities all the time, but you feel very grounded in yourself. So that would be the same kind of energy.
Comfortable. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like somebody who could be home anywhere and they feel like home with you. That's very important.
1000%.
Yeah. It's amazing.
No,
so
all of that was on point. Yeah,
that's incredible.
So much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Erica, yeah.
You're so welcome. We're actually thinking we might be able to squeeze one more person in.
Let's do it.
We appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, Miriam.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so let's see it's between Maria and Stuti. Let's see.
Let's see who came in first. Let me check.
Came in first.
Let me check. It's so fun how many 9th house people are here. So Stuti's next. Yes. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
How are you, Stuti?
Okay. 1 second. I'll just switch it on my microphone.
Okay.
So you guys are going to do a sound check with you all. When she comes back, let's have her count to 10 and see if you can hear her, okay? Should be fine, but we'll check.
Should I count?
Yes, count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So cute.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So cute.
That was adorable.
Okay.
What city were you born in, Stuti?
Yes, I'm just putting that in.
Okay. Did it show up? Oh, she said she posted it in the chat.
Oh, right here in Mumbai.
Oh, okay. Mumbai. Okay.
And the actual city, if you need. Do you need the actual city within Mumbai? Dombivli.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
That was perfect.
Because my husband forces me to learn.
Spell that? Oh, I see it.
I almost understand Hindi to a point. I can if he's talking to somebody in Hindi, I kind of understand everything he's saying. I love that.
You can pass on it.
I do. I have begged him one time. I begged him to let me live in India for like 3 months. I said, just let me live in a farmhouse in East Delhi and I'll be good. I'll be so happy. It's either that or perhaps Goa. And
Goa would be more like
me.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now Paul wants to come on. Well, we'll try to squeeze you in, Paul.
Let's see. It won't let me
because Paul let all his sisters go first, and now he wants to go.
Oh, Paul!
But Maria's still waiting, so now we're going to have a toss up between Maria and Paul. Paul, send us your information anyway, which is your birth time, birth date, city you were born.
Okay. Let me see. I've got Stuti here.
I know what it was. Okay. Paul needed to make sure it was safe. And he sent all the women first. And if we told him it was safe, and then now he's ready.
Okay. All right. So I have yours ready, Stuti. So the first part, let's just talk about your JUNO first. It's JUNO in Pisces. Again, another JUNO in Pisces.
Wow.
In the third house. So yeah, someone who's very intuitive, very emotionally sensitive, very empathic. The third house is interesting. There's two aspects to the third house. One, you would definitely want to be with someone who is very intuitive because the third house is about communication. So
it's okay if I am bad in communication and
well, that's
that
interesting.
says a lot,
yeah, because first of all, Pisces is not necessarily known for being great at communication, but they can communicate based off of feeling. So somebody who can read you without necessarily you having to say it would be very emotionally comforting for you because it can be uncomfortable for you to communicate. But the more you allow yourself and work on this area of communication, the more likely you'd attract someone who will do that with you, because this is a growth area. But also in terms of where they would be, you'd be likely to meet someone kind of in more of your local environment. Like you could meet,
really?
Yeah. Someone who kind of lived in the same building as you, or you work together, or you both go to the same coffee shop. It's important for them to be kind of near you because it's very much about, particularly if communication is a challenge, a long distance would be very difficult. Because, again,
I need to start getting out there.
Yeah, you do, because it is more about you being kind of social, and it could be a neighbor, like someone who is in your immediate environment, but has that spiritual aspect as well. And let's look at your 7th house real quick. That's for you, that's Cancer. So where's your moon? 2nd house. Okay. So the other layer to that is, someone who has a very, strong sense of self-value. They're confident, but they believe it's not confident just for the sake of being confident. They really believe in their self-worth, and they're very, emotionally secure in who they are and what matters to them. And you have a shared set of values. So this is someone who is also, because it's kind of Cancer energy, they would be very nurturing to you as well. So you're really looking for, yeah, go ahead.
Will they cook?
Will they cook? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of Cancer energy. But how you would call in this partner is by really focusing on letting the nurturing, intuitive, empathic, home, warm, friendly versions of you lead in life.
Yes.
And you'd attract a match.
Especially a man who wants that home mother feeling without being mothered, But like Riz,
Yeah.
I'm very motherly in my way of being. I don't mother Riz, but I am motherly. So I take care of the home environment and I'm very like welcoming. And so which man doesn't, or partner doesn't want that?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, you know, for you, it's not in your fourth house. So it's not as much home and family, but it is very much environment and comfortable, and that you have a friendship and you have a very shared set of values that's very nurturing to each other.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, that would be for you. So again, it's so fun to look at this.
Do I meet him tomorrow?
No, but I can't predict. But what I would say is, you know, always pay attention to your surroundings, because you probably would meet them pretty close to where you are.
Stuti, Stuti, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Since I heard your reading, I want to add a little cherry on top.
Please.
I think you can start today. And all you have to do is give yourself permission and release your past, forget about your past, clean the slate so that you are not focusing on the past, because that's like a heavy weight that you're dragging. So what you want to look like to your future, to somebody in the world, is you want to look free and more peaceful in your present position. And then it will give you the feeling of like you have plenty of time and space for a new person. You don't want to look too preoccupied that you are so busy counting all the flaws from the past and things that went wrong, because if you're too busy doing that, you're not open and present and looking into the future at what could possibly be happening with a new human, a new person in your life. You're not open. So that's why it's important to look forward. Only look forward from here on out and start to like imagine sending a welcome mat. Especially if you're attracted to somebody, lay down a welcome mat to show them that you are kind of open. You know, you're interested in men, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but you never know, so I have to ask. So, but in your case, I can sense that. So, what I was thinking is, like, if a man knows that you are flirting with him, just even the smallest amount of flirt, like the littlest amount of flirtation, they love this. They love this so much because it gives them the green light. Then they start to feel like you give them permission, and they feel like it's okay to move forward and maybe ask you out or maybe ask you to dinner or something. But you have to let them know that you are open. If they don't know, then they can't feel like they have a green light.
Got it.
Yes. That's the cherry on top of the message for you.
Yeah. I love that.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Suthi. Nice to hear your voice. We'll talk to you later.
I will speak to you.
Okay, nice to see you. Talk to you. We're going to now go to Paul here in a second. Paul, get ready, clear your throat.
Did you send his info
yes, I texted it to you.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
And you have his email already.
Yes, give me.
And for those of you paying attention to my wagging tail here, so I believe I'm Lyran as well as Palladian. And so what happens is I have all this excess energy when I have to sit still and behave. And so I have this tail and it goes like this. This is my tail. My tail's always flopping around. It drives my daughter crazy. And I'm sure it's driving some of you crazy. But I just wanted to tell you that's what it is. It's not a nervous twitch. It's more like I have a lot of energy and then I have to maintain myself into like one tiny little spot and sit in one tiny little corner. And I'm just like I just want to like move around.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So Paul doing a lot of multitasking right now. Yeah. Okay. Let me. Oh, I have to find his email. Okay. Hold on. Okay. There it is. And
I have a stand-up desk too, Miriam. I literally I don't use it all the time, but I do try to. And I have a treadmill under my standing desk, and I actually walk while I'm working. And I do that because if I'm on the laptop for 10 hours, then I have to walk. And I don't have my little Apple Watch, but that keeps track of my steps for myself. But it's helping with overall cardio, which I have to because I have a predisposition to heart disease in my family. And I am rewriting those codes. And how I'm doing that is with the keto diet, clean keto diet for me, that works. And then also just the cardio. The cardio is so important and so I've been doing that too. So, but yeah, I always get this like real pent up energy and I'm just like antsy and yeah. Anyway, I'm killing time while you're looking. Yeah. Tell me when you're ready.
I sent the thing to Paul. Okay, he's here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, Paul.
Joining. See. Hello.
Hello, Erica.
Hi.
Hey, Paul. What's up?
Everyone else in the chat, how are you doing today?
There's Paul's lovely voice, everybody. For those of you who've been talking to him this whole time, now you get to hear a voice with it.
Paul, what's your birthday, please?
He gave all that information. Oh, no, he didn't.
I don't know about lovely Lady O, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's Staten Island, New York.
Got that and the time, but what was the date?
2/15/78.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been nice if I said it.
It's like, I'm a good astrologer, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping you would guess it.
Yeah, you know. Okay, let's see.
Aw, everybody likes hearing your voice, Paul.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
put it in.
Paul's blushing, you guys.
And it was 2:48 p.m., right? I got that right?
Oh, okay. Look at that. You got some flirting going on.
Oh, shoot.
So Patricia says...
I'm sorry. It's actually 2:46, actually, is what I have on my birth chart. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Patricia says, Paul and that sexy New York City voice.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice.
I don't know.
Oh. When you hang out with a lot of women, you never know what's going to happen, Paul. We're a wild bunch. You'll get some women in the chats that'll...
Calm down, ladies. That's the one area I struggle with.
Calm down, ladies. We'll fix him up for you guys. Don't you worry. We'll get him all straightened out.
All right.
What about if Paul meets his future person on this chat?
You never know.
I bet he kind of low-key knows that could happen. Okay.
Are you ready to hear it, Paul?
I am.
Okay. All right. So we have another JUNO in Capricorn. And yours is in the 7th house. So that is very interesting. So your number one thing is actually someone who really wants to be in a relationship because the 7th house is the house of partnership. So that is someone who really, really values partnership. And it's Capricorn energy, which means they want things that are stable, are reliable, that you can build a solid foundation with and grow. And they're concerned with legacy. So that's like very, very classically someone who wants to build a life with you. And that is very certain. That's like one of your number one things that would be the most fulfilling.
I could see that.
Lisa Davies thought.
Just my picker hasn't been the best.
Well, that's part of the journey. Let me see. Okay, so your 7th house is ruled by Capricorn. So I've got to see where your Saturn is to find the other aspect of this. Saturn in okay. So that would be in the 2nd house. Okay, so probably where you have had the disconnect is in this placement, which is the other aspect that's really important for you, is that someone who has the same values as you. And a person, it's all 2nd house. So second house is your value system and also things like self-worth. So it's in Leo for you. So somebody who is very confident in who they are, very secure in themselves, has very strong self-value and self-worth. and also, really aligns with your value system.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's those two things together. It's like not just someone who really wants to be in a relationship and really values that, but also really values and feels very confident and secure in themselves. And, Leo energy, they would also be really encouraging of you to believe in yourself and have that kind of warm Leo sunshine, heart-centered energy too. So it's that particular combination that's really special for you. And the more you step into that yourself, the more, of course, you're going to attract a partner that matches that.
I'm trying.
You got it. This is why I love looking at these placements so much, because it reminds us of where our areas to work on. If we want to see a lot of growth in this area, so I have to really align with people and choose people that match where I'm at, and maybe not even just where I'm at, but where I want to be, where I see myself can go. Something a little, I'm going to give you one extra nugget. For you is your Venus is in Pisces in the 9th house. So again, that references, it's really important for them to have a shared philosophy with you, and to be very intuitive. But Venus in Pisces, you have to be careful, because you can over romanticize and idealize things. So lean into the Capricorn energy that helps you really take off the rose-colored glasses sometimes and be very practical and real. Like, would this be like right for me? And are we really on the same page?
Lady O style.
Yes. Are we really on the same page, or do I just like how this page looks?
Yeah, you get to the point where it's like you want to be yourself, and you shouldn't have to be anyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make the other person happy, and the whole syncing up with the values and everything like that.
Yeah,
important.
Yeah,
and of course, honesty and loyalty is very important as well.
Yeah, yep. All of those are very Leo qualities for sure. So there you have it.
Well, Erica, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Lady O. You ladies are beautiful up there.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. And your energy. I just love your energy together.
Well,
thank you. And it's good to finally have just two ladies up there talking instead of
You call them the interrupter.
Keep going, Paul. You're doing good. Keep it coming.
I know. I gotta bust his chops while he's not here, but I'm sure he'll
It's only when he's not here.
Yeah.
The Bronx and him will. The Bronx.
It's in New York.
Oh yeah, no. The Bronx thing would never let you live that down for 1 second.
He should understand it's a New York thing. If we don't bust your chops,
he knows.
Yeah, he knows. Okay. Thanks,
well,
Paul.
it was good talking to you.
You guys have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
So fun, you guys. So I wanted to jump over to a couple little announcements.
Yeah.
I want to go over it with them and you guys, because it's importante. Okay. So much flattery, yes. We never get enough of the flattery.
You can flatter me all you want.
Keep it coming.
Not a problem.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about this. There's a couple things that you guys should know. So first of all, I am doing a 4-part private class on YouTube, but it's private. You pay for it. And what I do is I go on with you on Zoom, on YouTube, and answer your questions on chat. But what I do is I am talking to you about your healer's path, coming out of the darkness. Let me drop the link.
Yeah.
Coming out of the darkness. I talk about what happens if you start to come out of your trauma and your darkness and you want to reinvent yourself and you don't know how, or you are... let me read some of the titles.
Yeah.
So we have, the first one is how to remove darkness from your life. That's a big one. Number 2, that includes other people. class number 2, how to be a light worker in dark times, for those of you who are interested in healing and working with the public, or not working with the public, but just energetically, but you also are sensing and feeling a lot of darkness around you. Class 3, how to heal after the dark night of the soul. That means coming out of that shadow side of life, the trauma side of life. Class 4 is how to reinvent yourself. So it's kind of in order too, because it doesn't matter where you are, you can really get an understanding of what to do with the darkness. It's basically that. Yeah. How to handle what you call fear, darkness, scary things, scary people, scary life events, and things that are, metaphysically scary, like ghosts and apparitions and dark shadows and aliens and whatever scares you. Anything fear-based, I tackle it. It's my specialty. I am known for doing shamanic work in this area. I am not afraid to go into darkness because I lived in darkness for 25 years. And when I came out, hallelujah, it was a very big deal. But I also had to clean myself off and put myself all back together again. And totally reinvent. And in doing so, I learned a lot, especially with the guides helping me and all the journeys I've done. And so I turned around and started helping people to do that. And so it's techniques, it's understanding, it's core belief work, it's reprogramming, but you get a handle of your life, you get a hold of your life. And if you want to remove fear from your life and you want to remove this monkey on your back, which is, can I really be free? The cat just almost do not walk in here after everything we've been through today with tech. Oh. Okay. So if you guys are interested, and tell your friends and family who are not on the chat, if they want to, join me. So the instructions are how to pay to get your name on the list. And these are 4 classes. You will be meeting me private on YouTube, and I will go over all of these things with you, answer any questions, and handle the deepest, darkest things. There's nothing I won't handle. I have handled the darkest things you could imagine, from entities to traumatic experiences. And that's kind of my, where I have my mastery, my expertise in that area. So you're in good hands with me as a shaman for 15 years working with the public. So I can really help you. And that's part 1 of our announcements. I have another announcement. Okay, here's one. And then the second one is the membership. And then the third is the comments. Okay. So the membership, how the membership works is first you click the join button. I think, it's underneath this video. Right under the video, it says join. So I think it's like $6 a month. And it's a membership to the Inner Circle, which is our private membership for our YouTube channel. And basically you have an opportunity to talk to us on Zoom, me and Riz separately. And I'm in the beginning of the month. He's at the end of the month. It's twice a month. And what we do is we go in and we actually see you. So you're on camera. Most of the people like to put themselves on the camera. And we have a full dialogue talk with you, and we answer any and all questions. So Riz focuses on all things metaphysical, psychic work, deep diving into the channeling and metaphysical side of how to connect, how to get messages, how to work with your psychic abilities. And then I work on all things related to the empathic, sensitive side of how to remove obstacles out of your way, how to be kind to yourself, how to have a good environment that you can navigate in, and how to live and how to just function on this planet without being so nervous all the time and having a fried nervous system. So I help you to recalibrate everything. So if you want to have access to us for those 2 events that happen every single month ongoing, you sign up for the membership. Okay. And now there's 4 announcements because I'm going to put Eric on the 4th. So the third announcement is the comments. Okay. So here's the comments. We have this really fun giveaway. And so it's a raffle, and how you do it is the last 5 videos we posted, including this one, when this one's over, you comment. Now, you can comment as many times as you want, as long as it's not the same repetitive comment. So you can just have different comments. And like I said, if they're positive, that's good karma points for you.
Yeah.
So comment as much as you can. In the first video that reaches 200, we will do a raffle and we will pick a name. And out of that name, we will let you know, we'll reply and say, send us an email. And we're going to send you Riz's Oracle deck, his spirit guide Oracle deck that is out of reach right now, but we talk about it all the time.
You know it's there.
Yeah. And actually I could just send you a link. Store. Hold on. Oh no, here she comes with the tail. Here she comes with the tail. Did she knock anything?
No, she was good.
Oh,
she deliberately
dropped her tail down just in time. Okay, come up here.
Now you
okay, don't move. Let's see if she'll come up here so everybody can like see her. She hasn't seen.
Yeah.
Oh, poofy poof. So, yeah, the comments are really important for us, helps us stay in the algorithm. And if you comment under our videos and, get to that 200. So that's the first one we'll give. I just dropped the link on the Oracle deck so you can see what it looks like. That will be free for you and we will send it to you. In the future contest, we'll have shaman drums and shaman kits, smudge kits, and also my Oracle deck. And in the future, when we reach higher numbers, we'll also be giving away free readings with me, Riz, or Erica. Yeah. And last but not least, thank you very much, Erica Merriweather, starpathastrology.com.
Yes, that's my site.
I am so happy to be doing this with you every week. It's so exciting. It's where we get to have our girl power. Yeah. And I'm very happy to hear all your expertise, and you've helped so many people. Erica does a lot of things. She works with children and family. She does group astrology. She does family astrology. There's like 4 family members on the Zoom call. She has, she does corporate parties. She's even dressed up like fairies and all kinds of things at some parties that are more costume related. Yeah. She's done private parties, birthday parties, a lot of corporate parties. And she also donates free sessions, free readings for nonverbal children who and their families who want to know more about their child who's nonverbal. So she, if you know anyone, she loves to donate her services for that.
Those are astrology readings. I do astrology and tarot, but for the nonverbal children, that is exclusively astrology.
Yes. So everybody really liked hearing Paul's voice. So that's really nice. So let's see. We got everything in. And one last thing we want to share with everybody is we have one spot left for Sedona.
Right.
So we're going in our Sacred Earth retreats that we do 5 to 6 times a year, Riz and I. And we have Sedona coming up. And that is, I have to change the date on this video. That is May 19th to the 22nd of this year.
Yes.
So if you guys want to join us, we have room for, is it one room with double beds, like a couple? Isn't that how it works?
It can be a couple, or it could be
2 females or 2 male. Okay. So if we get one single person in that room, then we could do,
Yes.
Any configuration. We just have this room with 2 big beds and we can figure it out because we do that all the time. We do single and we do double rooms. So it's a retreat house. It's in Sedona. We do channeling. We go to all the vortexes. We do meditations, morning rituals, evening rituals. We do a lot of things and it's really, really fun. You work with Riz and I directly. If you want to go to Sedona, it's there. And I think that is everything.
I think so.
Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. It was rocky there for a moment. Paul said that Venus went into retrograde or something. I don't know.
Pluto is in retrograde right now for like the next 5 months. So
wonder if that's what it was.
Every year. We can do another episode on that.
Thank you guys, and we will see you next time. And Riz and I are leaving to Texas on Wednesday. That's why I wanted to jump in and get this show done before we're gone for all week next week, and we'll see you on the following week.